Well, hello and welcome everybody. I didn't really plan on doing this stream, but Luke's actually been sick the last couple days, and I woke up this morning to a scratchy feeling in my throat, and I've been meaning to go live. I've just been wanting to pop on and say a few things, so I figured I'd do it today while I can still talk. So, how's everybody doing? Thank you for coming in. It's a little bit late here where I am, so thank you. Hey, D&T, thank you for stopping by. Good to see you guys. Thank you. So, yeah, I've been trying to go through my comic collection lately. I'm sure some of you guys have seen, I showed off my Legends of the Dark Knight collection. And, so I'm just going through. I want to build up to maybe some of the better stuff. I still have some stuff that's not actually here right now. When I was moving, I kept some stuff over at my parents' house, so still have to go get some of that and, make sure I have everything in place. But I was pretty sure I had all of the Legends of the Dark Knight in order, so yeah, I went through and did that. So I went back to that antique mall that I did a video on. I got the purple Batman because I just wanted this so bad. Like, I try not to really collect Funko Pops anymore. There are just so many of them, and this is one of the OGs. This is one that I always wanted. Purple's my favorite color, and so yeah, I'm just happy to have that with my other little Batmans. I don't have that, but that shelf over there, those are all of my DC movies. And when I had that set up at my apartment, I had a whole line of Batman Funko Pops on there. So I'm not sure if this one will go in there, or maybe I'll put them in my bedroom because I have a purple wall in there. I kind of want to do a little bit of a purple display, so might do that. But yeah, I was just really, really happy to see that out in the wild. It's one I always really liked and wanted. So yeah, that's cute. And then also got this 2-pack here of this Kelly Jones Dead Man story. Haven't read that, but Kelly Jones' art is really sick. He did a Dead Man Connection story in Batman, and that was really cool. I really liked the way he drew Dead Man, so definitely had to pick that up when I got it. So yeah, just popped in the other day, grabbed a couple things, not really worth making a video on, so I figured I'd show it off right here. Let's see how we're doing with the chat. Oh wow, okay. D&T said, reading through Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1 right now, 12 issues in currently. Sweet, dude. Yeah, I'm hearing awesome things about Ultimate Spider-Man, the new one. So, yeah, Volume 1, really cool. Thank you for popping in again. Everyone who's stopping in, I really appreciate you. Mary Rogers said, sweet Batman, thank you. Yeah, that one's so cute. I always really like the old school style of Pops. I like how, they've added different styles. They've made them a little more complex. I do enjoy that, but sometimes they just don't stand on their own very well. Like, let me show you one I have right here. Like, oops. This one I really want to display out of the box. Like, I want to have a little Joker display. Like, I have these little these shelves over here that I'm storing my comics in, and up on the top, I'm having like some little character sections. I have a little Nightwing going, little Red Hood going, and I want to do a Joker section, and I have this right here, this Death in the Family, or Death of the Family Pop, the Greg Capullo design, and he doesn't stand on his own. Like, if I take him out of the box, he's just so top heavy that he falls over. And I don't think this one came with a stand. Like, some of them come with stands, and some of them don't. So, I like that they do, different cool things, but there was just something kind of nice and simple about the old school design for sure. And we got almost fallen here. Philosopher King, what's up? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Ron Dale says, howdy. Enjoyed the Legends of the Dark Knight showcase. Curious to hear your views when you locate 39 and 40. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I knew that video was going to be a little bit more niche, so, maybe not everyone would necessarily be interested in it, but I'm really excited that I was able to, get some interest out of it, and some people appreciated seeing it. So, yeah, 39 and 40, I'll keep my eyes out for those ones. My thing with picking up Legends of the Dark Knight is I really only like picking them up when I can find them in like a full run of the full story arc. I don't like having holes in my collection, especially for something like that where I'm trying to read the whole story. So that must just be one where I'm pretty sure I've seen those issues like on their own, but I like to find them together, so it's kind of holding me back. Philosopher King says, what's on your pull right now? I don't have like a traditional pull list, but I do pick up new comics. I just picked up the new Aquaman. I haven't opened it up and read it yet, but that's one I've been really, really excited for. So I'm thinking maybe tomorrow, take a few hours and do a little bit of reading. And loving Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Batman, and yeah, I'm trying to, kind of limit some of the newer releases. Like, since the All In initiative came around, I've kind of been dropping, like, sort of the mainline DC titles, because, like, I liked some of the Batman stuff, like some of the Chip Zdarsky stuff, but, it's stuff that I feel like I would enjoy more in a collected edition. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying the Absolute, though. I'm really enjoying Ghost Machine, Hyde Street. I'm sorry, Hyde Street's been really cool. Rook Exodus is really cool. That's on a hiatus right now. So once that comes back around, I'll be really excited. But yeah, so yeah, kind of just the Ghost Machine, Absolute, and then a few things here and there like Aquaman. Really excited for, since we haven't had something like that in a while. And then I want to get into a Lobo video next. That's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to go through and kind of reread some of my Lobo comics and try to make a video, sort of a tier list of some of the best stories. So yeah, cool. Moving on, we got Ron saying, loved Kelly Jones. That Dead Man looks cool. Yeah, it does look really cool. There are a couple Kelly Jones Dead Man stories, and that was just the one that they had there. But I've seen another one too. It's really cool. I always love that art. I love the way he draws Batman with the crazy long ears. Think Pop will ever do a Kelly Jones Nightfall Batman. That would be funny. I don't know if the ears, they might have to make it like a 6-inch Pop just for those ears. Like, have a crazy big custom box. D&T says we should do a collab on a stream. Hell yeah, dude. I would love that. I definitely want to get more people on here. I'm trying to make the streams a regular weekly thing, and I've been kind of unsure of what day of the week I want to do it, because a lot of other people stream, and I don't want to like get in the way of somebody else's stream. So I'm trying to think of what the best time is going to be. So I'm kind of bouncing between maybe Thursday or a lot of people stream Friday night. Saturday's not too bad. I was kind of thinking between Thursday or Saturday. So let me know, what do you guys think would be better? would you prefer like a Thursday or a Saturday stream, or does it not matter? Like, I mean, I didn't plan this, and here we have 9 people chilling. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, what you want to see, because I do want to make this a regular thing, and maybe we can start getting some guests on. I love that. I definitely, I want to help out more people in the community, get them more exposure, and just chat comics. I'd love to get to chat more people that chat with more people that I've talked to in comments and I've watched videos of. So that would be fun. I'd love to check that out and do more stuff like that. And then Matt says, Legends of the Dark Knight episode was fun. Thank you. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. I've just been really enjoying going through my comic collection and sorting it out. It's something I've been dreading since I moved, and I really just, for a long time, haven't had the time, haven't really had the space, because we did a lot when we moved into this house, and so it's taken a while to finally get to this point. I moved into my house a year ago. It was as of like last week, I think, that we had officially moved into the house, and then it was the end of January that we like left our old apartment and officially moved in here. So after a year, I think it's about time I start unboxing some stuff. But yeah, it's a little overwhelming when you collect like me and you just have so much stuff, so many collections. And so what I'm kind of doing with my stuff right now is I'm sort of putting everything out. I'm making a place for everything. And then whatever I find doesn't have a place, it doesn't fit in with the aesthetic I'm going for, then I'm going to have to let some stuff go. And I don't want to, I'd love to be able to keep everything, but just not going to work out. So yeah, but my Legends of the Dark Knight, those are like some of my favorite books, some of my favorite stories to read, and I just think a lot more people need to check those out. I wish more people appreciated stuff like that. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, I hope I introduced some people to some new stories, and maybe maybe down the line make some new comic readers out of it. That would be nice. But yeah, I want to build up to showing off my Silver Age collection, but not all of that is here. I think I have more Silver Age Batman at my parents' house that I have to get, so I'm waiting a little bit on doing that one. Then we have Philosopher King. Have you been reading Justice League Unlimited? Yes, I read the first issue and I really, really liked it. But honestly, I have not been going out to the comic shop much, so that one, it kind of just slipped by me, so I will have to check that out. I think, are they on issue 3 now? Issue 2 or 3? Okay, Matt said he likes the Aquaman book. Well, that's good. Yeah, I've been hearing like some people like it, some people think it was kind of a slow start, so see, I kind of like a bit of a slow burn, so we'll see. Did you happen to get any of the books from the current DC sale on Comixology? No. Is that, I think that's the Amazon thing, right? Yeah, I haven't really gotten into digital comics. I have a Kindle, but it's a Kindle Scribe, which is like a writing tablet, so it's mainly for writing and it's only in black and white, so I don't really think reading comics on that would be that good. Like, I do have like there's the Kindle Unlimited, and there are a bunch of like books you can get there for free or discounted, but because it's black and white, I think I'm gonna keep that for just reading like traditional books or just doing my writing. But yeah, if I had a tablet that was more specific for reading stuff like that, maybe I would, but no, not right now. Not right now. I'm just reading floppy books, trades, omnibus, that kind of stuff. Philosopher King's reading the Lobo compendium. That's really cool. Yeah, I like Lobo mainly in like the mini series or like the one shots as opposed to like an ongoing, but I haven't really read much of that, so we'll see. And I'm glad you guys are into Lobo because I got something related to that I want to talk about in a little bit once I get through some of these chats. So we got Scrotus here. I love Lobo. Do you own Omega Men 3? Yes, I do. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Where's my other Lobo? I don't remember where I put it. I don't think I know where it is right now off the top of my head, but yes, I do have Omega Men 3. Did you read the Lobo cancellation special? It was great, amazing art, fun story. Yep, I loved it. It was actually my #2 comic of 2024. If you go back on my channel a little bit, I did a top 10 comics of 2024. So, yep. Mary Rogers, gotta get third-party stands for those top-heavy pops. Yeah, that would be a good idea. It's kind of frustrating a little bit. And then got Rondale. What's at the top of your want list for 2025? I think for me, my sites are kind of small right now. So I'm just kind of thinking about just filling some of the runs I have. But when it comes to like bigger books I'm looking for, like stuff over $100, I guess. I want a Batman 635 first appearance of Jason Todd as Red Hood. So that is that's really the only book that's like kind of higher value that I'm looking for right now. D&T is sipping on coffee. This is tea. I don't drink coffee. This is some Yorkshire tea right here. It's the good stuff from England. Can't drink that American tea. It's just not enough flavor. I need that rough bitters taste. I drink my tea completely black. I don't drink milk or anything like that anyways, but I wouldn't put that in my tea. No sugar. I think it tastes weird. Just bag of Yorkshire and some hot water right there. And then we got Rondale. The cover to Omega Men 3 is bizarre. The only one that tops that one is OMAC #1 by Kirby. Yeah, it is a pretty wild cover. Yeah. But yeah, not really not my favorite cover for sure. But at least Lobo's on the cover of that one. It is a bondage cover too, so kind of cool. And then we got Mary Rogers, picked up the Gail Simone Secret 6 Omni, enjoying the second tier characters. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. That's one thing that's really exciting about the whole James Gunn universe is that he really does care about the comics and wants some of those lesser known characters to get spotlight, so that's cool. And then we got Rondale, wondering what you were sipping. Yep, some good old Yorkshire tea. Philosopher King, my LCS, had a 70% off sale for all DC and Marvel collected editions. Snatched up a few books. Oh my goodness, yeah, I would have snatched up more than a few books if that was the case. That's awesome. Yeah, 70% off. Wow. Nice, nice. Okay. Matt likes comics. Do you have a favorite Silver Age story? You know what? Yeah, honestly, I think my favorite has to be the issue of Action Comics. You know, I'm just gonna pull it out. Right. Okay. This one right here, Action 309, where Superman is being like showcased on TV, and it's like a big celebration of Superman, and all his great friends are there. And so, of course, Clark Kent, his reporter friend, has to make an appearance, but that would give away Superman's secret identity. So, as you can see, there is somebody there posing as Clark Kent. And who is it? Well, if you open the book and read it, it's actually JFK, which is really cool. And I think that it's just so, it really shows off how nice and wholesome Superman is. The fact that at the end of the story, JFK is there talking to Superman, and he's like, you know, he's just like, telling him, of course, I'll be here anytime, help keep your identity. And Superman's like, oh, if I can't trust the president of the United States, who can I trust? And I'm just like, oh my goodness, Superman of the Silver Age, please don't come to 2025, please. Stay in the Silver Age, man. It was a different time. It was a much simpler time back then. So, yeah, that story, it really makes me happy. It just gets to the core of what I love about Superman. And it's just very goofy. You get like fun appearances from Batman and Robin, and that's always fun to see. Everyone shows up in this issue. So, yeah, I gotta say, I think this is my favorite, probably my favorite Superman story, and just my favorite, Silver Age book. Because, of course, I love Batman. I love Batman 66, but when it comes to, like, my favorite Batman stories, Batman was not at his strongest in the Silver Age, but honestly, I think Superman was definitely, up there in the Silver Age. Like, he was just kind of a character that is the best in that kind of goofy, campy area. You really get the best out of Superman. So yeah, that's that. And okay, we got super chat. So I'm gonna throw that up. We got Steve Sorensen sending some love from Syracuse, New York. One weird cover, Heroes for Hire, Volume 2, number 13. But I really like Santa Takeda's work on Image is monstrous. Okay, I'll check that out. Yeah, I'm not sure about the Heroes for Hire. Haven't seen that before, but thank you so much for the super chat. It's my first super chat, so I appreciate you, man. And yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Thank you. And then let's go back up. We got D&T. In the boys comics, Billy Butcher calls the tea bag a tampon. Yeah, kinda like that, I guess. Rondale. Gail Simone has written some great stuff. Birds of Prey and Wonder Woman. Sorry, dude, my throat is like sandpaper right now. But yeah, I really liked Gail Simone was writing a story on Action Comics. I actually really liked that. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I can't say I've read a lot of her work. Luke, that's Zombie God, that's Luke. He says that Superman's story made him cry. And Action 309, Matt has that. Yeah, I figured you had that, Matt. You have a lot of Action comics. I bet your collection will put mine to shame, but you'll be seeing that soon. And then Zombie God says it highlights what's wrong with the world. Based, man, based. Yeah, if you can't trust your president, then who can you trust, right? But we'll be getting into that a little bit later. We're gonna be when I talk a little bit more about Lobo, we got a bit of a political message there. And we got Rondale, Superman number 170, which is another JFK story published after his death. Yeah, this one I think was published just like days after his death or something like that. Like it was kind of eerie how close it was. And then Steve says, I'm your first super chat. I support fellow upstate New York. Yeah. Yeah, I've had the super chats enabled for a little bit, but I just haven't gone live yet. So thank you. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. Super refreshing seeing a DC fan in a mostly Marvel YouTube community. Gotta catch up on Absolute. Last thing that left a huge impact on me was Batman Dark Knight's Metal. Anyways, blaze it. Thank you from Jesse Jimenez. I appreciate that. Yeah, I really like Scott Snyder's work, so if you like Dark Knight's Metal, you'll definitely dig what's going on with Absolute. And yeah, it can definitely be a little bit Marvel heavy. I mean, I like seeing everyone's books, and I like, even though I'm a DC collector mostly, I still like hearing other people's insight and what they have. Google Heroes for Hire number 13. LOL makes here, okay. I'll pull up my computer. I can't do it on my phone right now, or that'll close out the stream, but here, I'll pull up my computer once that decides to load. All right, man. Thank you again for all the super chats. And once my computer loads up, I will look up that cover. Thank you. Lex Luthor 24. Time for Lex to run for president again. Okay. And we're going to take that as a segue into what I wanted to talk about today. So it's actually it's been a hot minute since I watched this. It's been maybe a week or two. Here, let's look up this cover that Steven wanted me to see. And then after that, I have a bit of a clip that I'm going to show you guys. Okay, Heroes for Hire 13. Is this the one from 1998? John Ostrander? That is quite the cover. My goodness, what is going on? Okay, so we got Steven saying read the Energon universe. Yes, so many people have told me that, so I think it's gonna have to happen. I'll have to check out for some collected editions. Okay, that's not the one. All right, hold on. Okay, and then Matt says you have to head to bed. Have a great broadcast. Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you guys. You don't have to do this, you know, nobody has to give me anything. Okay, volume 2. All right. Let's see, volume 2. Okay, so I'm guessing that this is the one you're talking about. That, yeah, these are some pretty wild covers, honestly. Cool, cool. Well, thank you again for the super chats. You guys do not, yeah, that is pretty wild, man. Definitely kind of not safe for work there. That's cool. All right, thank you again. You know, you guys do not have to do that, but I really, really do appreciate it. Okay, so something that I thought
to see who could date me first. I called him a...
Hold on, sorry. Trying to, hold on, I think I don't know why. The clip I wanted to show, not yard right now and it's acting weird, but there was you know what, I'm just gonna pull it up on the computer, honestly, because there was a political ad and I just thought that was really funny. But yeah, this was a web cartoon and it originally started out as like a it was supposed to be a WB Kids thing. Like they were supposed to make a Lobo cartoon and sanitize it down so that kids could watch it. And that wound up not happening, not working out. And nobody wanted to touch this project. So it wound up just being a web series. You can watch it on YouTube. You can find it here if you just look up, you know, the Lobo web series. It's only 35 minutes because it's just a bunch of short episodes and it's pretty great. Like it's got a little bit of everything, you know. If you want to see aliens ripped apart, you know, there's violence against women, violence against children. It's a little bit of everything. And there's this part where there's this woman, this like kind of blonde, like Barbie doll looking girl, and everyone's like this gross looking alien. And this lady, she's like, oh yeah, Lobo is such a sweet guy. And then later, Lobo, he's just blowing up all these aliens, just ripping them apart, rip and tear like fucking Doom, basically. And then this lady walks up and she's just walking up and Lobo just picks her up and just throws her into the pile of bodies. And it's just so funny. And then later on, she seduces Lobo and he thinks he's about to get some action. And then she just she does like a switch out with this nasty looking alien lady. And then she just goes off and steals his bike and flips him off. And like it's just so funny. It's great. It's good stuff. And there's actually a political ad. And I love it, you know, because this just reminds me with the recent election we had in the United States. It just really is kind of insanity how this would have been much better than what we got. Either way, I don't get political here. I try to keep my own political views kind of ambiguous, but gotta say, man, if this is what we were getting.
Integrity, truthfulness, a president will reach out a hand to forge a new partnership with the people. This is crap!
And I'm not going to show the whole thing. I would probably get a content ID strike from YouTube if I show any more of that. But Lobo essentially just kills everyone that looks in his way. And it's pretty great because you know what, man? At least he's being honest. Like all these other politicians, they want you to think that they're your friend. They want you to think that they're going to get us out of wars and all of this crap that they promise. But you know what? He's just coming right out the boat and he's not hiding any of it. He's just going to be like, yeah, dude, brag you. So that's where we're going. So has anyone seen that cartoon? Has anybody heard of that? Because I did not hear about that until recently. Yeah, I'm sorry, Rondale. I was trying to play a clip and it didn't wind up working out. But as you can see right there, I showed you what I was trying to pull up. But yeah, because I didn't know that existed until recently. I saw an article that was talking about it, and yeah, that was supposed to be a kids thing originally, and wound up not being that. And there's no official release of that from DC, so the whole thing's just on YouTube in full. You can watch it 35 minutes, and you can just watch the whole series. And so with Jason Mamoa being cast, with everyone excited about Lobo, what better time than now to watch this obscure piece of 2000s internet history? Because that thing, it really is a blast from the past. Like if you were online in the 2000s, you're gonna really enjoy that, because there really was just a place and time that you will never be able to replicate. Like the internet is so sanitized nowadays, you will never be able to get back to something like that. And I hope that we get some really cool Lobo stuff, because obviously he's going to show up in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and a lot of people are hoping that that may spin off into his own project, his own movie or series. I think a series is what people are kind of expecting right now. But all right, and DNT says you had some tea for us. And then Steven with another super chat. Brad Garrett is the best Lobo voice in my opinion. Justice League Unlimited. Yeah, I like Lobo in the sort of DC animated universe, but yeah, that is just something completely on its own. The animation obviously is just kind of like a Flash animation, so not the greatest looking thing, it hasn't really aged the best, but just if you love Lobo, if you just love kind of the off the walls sort of one-shot nature, that's kind of what you get. It's like a bunch of like 3-4 minute episodes that don't really have anything to do with each other, just kind of put together into a half-hour long little movie type thing that you can watch on YouTube. And I doubt that this will ever get an official release, but that would be interesting if James Gunn decided they wanted to do that. And Philosopher King says Lobo's like, fuck them kids. Yeah, I had to stop the political ad because right before I stopped, there is a child that is put in danger by Lobo. We'll just put it that way. Just I'm not going to show anymore. Just go on YouTube and just look up Lobo web series, and it's like 35 minutes long for the whole thing. And then Matt Torrance says Lobo means wolf. Lobo means wolf. Huh. I just assumed it was short for lobotomy, but see, Rondale, that did not look sanitized. No, it was not. It was definitely not. There's a lot that I'm not going to show on my channel. Lobo made appearance on Justice League Animated and Superman Animated. Yeah, I've definitely seen him in like the Superman cartoon. I haven't watched a whole lot of that. Like I've seen, Batman the Animated Series, but yeah, we got wait, we want to see violence against women and I'm just kidding, man. I mean, sometimes it makes for a good story. I'm not saying that I like that stuff or I want it to happen in real life, but what I'm saying is that I think, people need to take risks and it can make for a good story, that's all. And then Rondale, did the blonde on the space bike just flip the main man off? Yeah, she did. Yeah, she seduced him. She swapped out places with this gross alien and then just drove off with his bike. He got the bike back. We didn't see what happened to the woman, but he got the bike back. Matt saying this gal is weird. Man, I just like comics. I don't know. I like weird stuff. I like, messed up stuff sometimes. And that's, that's why we're all here. We all have our own weird interests, I'm into horror, I'm into 60s Batman. I love the Silver Age. I was just talking about how I love, Superman from the Silver Age and how wholesome and goofy he is. So, I have broad interests. If something entertains me, then it entertains me. And if you're not entertained by it, that's cool, man. But, maybe I'm not the show for you then. But that's cool. There are always shows for you. Learning about a not safe for work Lobo webtoon was not on my bingo card today. Bookmarking that for a watch later. Well, you see that? That's why I'm doing it. Because you know what? People are interested. Like, even if something's weird and taboo and it's not for you, there are people who are interested. And I'm, introducing people to something they never knew about. And so that's cool, man. Really cool. And I really hope that I can continue to do that. Even if it's something weird and goofy and silly, I hope that we can all just unite with our weirdness right here together. Yeah, it was nuts. And I didn't even show you the weirdest stuff. Philosopher King. Never heard of that cartoon in my life. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people did. I don't think anyone was really trying to promote that at DC. I don't know what happened between that being conceptualized as a kid's show and what it became. I don't know what happened. Obviously, they couldn't make that work. I'd be interested to see what they would do with Lobo if they made him a kid's show, but yeah, we'll see. I'm guessing that in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, it will be kind of a toned down character, but then, maybe it'll be kind of like a Machete from like the Spy Kids thing, where it's like, he's with these like kids and he's kind of playing it as like a, straight man sort of thing, but then he has his own thing where he's just like ripping and tearing people apart, so yeah. And then Rondale says, does the smartass blonde come back or is she gone? Well, we see her leave with Lobo's bike, but he gets the bike back and we never see her again. So I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. Chris Parks, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Mamoa as Lobo is hilarious casting. Yeah, dude. I mean, I think it's what everyone wanted. It's what Jason Mamoa wanted, and what more could we ask for? You know, somebody who loves the character playing the character. That's awesome. I didn't think it was going to happen just because of the confusion it might cause for like the general audiences, but you know, it's been so long since the start of the DCEU, and Aquaman 2, you know, they kind of let that slip under the radar and didn't really promote it much. So, yeah, I think it's time for a new start, and I'm excited for it. Rondale, always trying to figure out if Lobo was a reaction to Wolverine or Judge Dredd. Yeah, I think he's always been kind of like a parody of sort of the Wolverines, or just kind of that, like the edgier characters of the 90s, you know, kind of a response to stuff like that. I don't think he's necessarily supposed to be any one character. Like, he has the healing abilities of Wolverine. But yeah, I think it's just kind of a, you know, a parody of what comics were like at that time. What did you think of the New Adventures of Superman cartoon? I haven't watched it. Is that like anime inspired one? Because I'm not a big anime person, but Luke is. He'll deny it, but he is. Like, his whole watch later on every streaming service is anime. Like, he claims he's not an anime fan, he's not a weeb, whatever, but like all his watch later is anime. So yeah, maybe we'll definitely check that out. I like a little bit of it. You know, I'm not completely closed off. Got Bobby De La Ghetto. Thank you for stopping by. Cheers to you, my sir. Chris Parks, nice shirt. I thought it was a Terminator. Yeah, this is actually Avenged Sevenfold. They came to Buffalo last year, so I'll show you the back of it. Got like the 4 days. And I really liked this because you don't really see sweaters that have like the tour dates on them. Normally it's just like the black t-shirts. So yeah, that's what that is. I really dig this actually. It's super comfy. TF, hello, thank you for stopping by. Rondale, at least I'm learning about new stuff, right? Yeah, there's definitely some new stuff that was new to me, and it's something to experience. And you can watch it on your lunch break at work. You know, I wouldn't recommend it. Say that is you know, pretty not safe for work, but you could watch it in the time of your lunch at work. Is more what I mean to say. Watch it in the same amount of time as you would, you know, just a half-hour show. The very idea of sticking Lobo in a kid's cartoon doesn't make sense. Lobo would fit in the Harley cartoon. Yeah, I haven't seen much of the Harley cartoon, but from what I have seen, it definitely seems like something Lobo would definitely make an appearance in. Momoa memed it into existence. Yes, I love that, dude. That is true. You know, it's kind of like that situation where, yeah, it's kind of like the reverse of where you got Dwayne Johnson, where like for a little while people wanted to see him as Black Adam and thought it'd be cool if he was like in the Shazam movie, but then he just kind of went on this power trip and wanted it to be all about himself. But then you got like Jason Mamoa. He's just like chilling. He just doesn't care. He just wants to be Lobo in anything because he just loves the character and he knows that's what people want to see. And, you know, that's kind of how I feel about it. I'm excited. And yeah, at first I was, you know, I kind of had my doubts, like when he's like saying that, oh, they called, you know, that could mean anything. But seeing him with the script in hand, like, okay, yeah, I can believe it after that. Huge Lois Lane fan, and she's too manga for me. Yeah, too manga for me. What do you mean by that? But yeah, I like Lois Lane. I like the Silver Age Lois Lane stuff. Who is playing Lobo's dog though? I think it's a bulldog. Vin Diesel. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be funny. And then Rondale and Black Adam wasn't good. Yeah, no, it was not good. Definitely not good. But yeah, so I'm sorry if anyone did not want to be subjected to that Lobo cartoon, but I think everyone here seems pretty chill. I don't know about that one dude who was kind of taking things a little seriously, because here's the thing, I don't take things very seriously. Like me, saying what I did, describing the cartoon and kind of how disgusting and gross it is in my very deadpan, serious way. That's kind of the sort of humor I try to go for, is sort of like the way Adam West in the 1966 show described the theater of the absurd, which is sort of where you sort of just say these crazy, ridiculous, absurd things in just the most sort of serious, straight, deadpan way. And that's kind of how I like to be, because, you look at me, I'm pretty unsuspecting, you might just think I'm just kind of this sort of sweet, naive girl, and then I just kind of go off on some pretty wild stuff. And so that's kind of my approach to things, like obviously I don't want to see violence in real life, but we're talking about a comic book cartoon, and so I don't know. I feel like maybe some people are just taking things a little bit too serious. I kind of view things here in a bit of an ironic, satirical sort of way. So, if you have a problem with that, maybe my show just isn't for you. But, there are some people who seem interested in it, and, I think it's important to kind of poke at some of the weirder, more absurd things in life. So that's why I'm a big fan of the theater of the absurd. So, and then Rondale, if you don't like sardonic cartoons, don't watch Rick and Morty. Yeah, I've seen like first sort of 3 seasons of Rick and Morty. Yeah, I don't know. I got like mixed feelings on it. I used to think it was pretty funny in like college, but I don't know, man. Pretty much after the Pickle Rick thing, it kind of started to lose me there. That was more Luke's thing. He was more into kind of like the Adult Swim sort of adult cartoon sort of thing. So he absolutely loved that Lobo cartoon. Bobby De La Ghetto says, life has enough drama. I'm here to have fun. I agree, man. And like, that's exactly why we're all here, why we all read comics, why we all consume this pop culture media, because it's fun. It's an escape. Like, why, like, that guy earlier, he was kind of like grilling me because I mentioned that, there was violence in the Lobo cartoon, violence against women, violence against children. And, the way I see it is like media and pretty much everything would be boring if we weren't disturbed by it sometimes. Like, that's why people love true crime stuff, like you aren't, there are people who just sit there and do their makeup while they tell a real story about a serial killer. Like there are people who will just laugh and make jokes in light of actual murder victims. And I'm just here sharing a cartoon I thought was entertaining just because of how off the walls, bonkers, ridiculous would never happen in real life. It was. And, I think it's important for art to be provocative, even if it's not for everyone. It's important that we do provoke and we do take those risks in some way. And so, you know what? Some people get their kicks hearing about real life murder, watching, interrogation footage, watching, people do their makeup talking about real life murder. Like everyone has their thing. But for me, I like comics. I like the fact that Lobo is a parody, like it's just supposed to be silly, ironic, stupid. It's making fun of the comics that were coming out at the time, because throughout the 90s there were comics that were telling those same kinds of stories, but they were dead serious. Like they thought that that was just the coolest thing in the world. And you know what? I don't. I'm not the biggest fan of 90s comics. I don't think they're the coolest thing in the world. But I like Lobo. I think Lobo is probably one of the funniest, best things to come to comics. And I'm really excited. Sorry, can't speak. I'm really excited to see Jason Mamoa, because I thought he was actually really funny in the Aquaman movies. Like, I don't necessarily love the kind of like MCU style of humor that they sort of had in that Aquaman movie. But Jason Momoa, his personality, his charisma definitely brought a lot to that. So I enjoyed it, and I think he's going to be great as the main man. And then Bobby says, long-time collector, and I'm happy to see younger folks collecting, so keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. I really appreciate it, and I'm excited to share more of my collection with you guys. I've been really enjoying going through my collection. I can't wait to share that with all of you, so thanks. And then we got Rondale. Lobo is supposed to be funny. You can't be funny if you don't bend a few rules. Yep, I agree. And that's why, you don't really see comedy anymore, and when you do, it's always just comedians complaining that they can't joke about stuff. And okay, I get it, sometimes I'll go into the whole, oh, everybody's so sensitive all the time. And, in part, that's kind of just an exaggeration from me. I don't necessarily care that much, I don't care what other people think. Here's the thing. If you need a content warning for that Lobo thing I just showed, you probably shouldn't be watching my channel. I put everything out. I put all my weirdness out on display, and it is what it is, whatever. But, good art needs to provoke, and that's all. I'm not gonna go on about that for too long, but yeah, a lot of the 1990s was an overreaction to Frank Miller and Alan Moore. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that The Dark Knight Returns, specifically, a lot of comics sort of tried to follow the wave of what that was doing. And obviously, it was a very influential comic, and who knows what Batman would be right now without that comic. We can't say necessarily. It definitely made a big impact, leading up into Batman 89, leading up into the 90s, which, although I'm not a big fan of 90s comics in general, I do think Batman was pretty good in the 90s. Particularly the Legends of the Dark Knight stuff, like that stuff I was just showing. So yeah, if you do want some good comics from the 90s, check out my Legends of the Dark Knight collection video. His shirtless personality, right? I'm sorry, okay, I am lost. Please clarify. I'm sorry. Rondale, good show. Some people are just grumpy. Yeah, I don't really get it. Like, we're all here for some kind of an escape, So I don't get it, you know. Like, does everything need a content warning? Like, does the world need to revolve around you as an individual and your feelings? Like the way I see it is I'm pretty good at knowing, what I want to see, what I don't want to see, and I just avoid what I don't want to see. That's all. But, I'm not going to judge anyone for what they think, what they want. But, it was something I wanted to talk about, and I talked about it, and you know what? It is what it is. But you're right, though. Most 90s comics were cringe from TF. Yeah, definitely. I don't know, man. There was something weird going on in the 90s. The 1990s really ruined Green Lantern. I enjoyed Kyle Rayner until they ruined him too. Yeah, they were definitely just really trying to push the boundaries in the 90s. Like, it almost seemed like they were doing sort of something like they did a couple years back with that, like, Future State, where they were trying to introduce, like, a new Batman and, like, new Superman, all new versions of the characters, and change up the status quo. It seems like they were kind of trying to do something like that. And it's probably because, comics just weren't doing as well as they wanted to. So they thought, creating all these collectibles and changing up things, adding new versions of characters. Like, there was a new Batman, edgier, darker. There was a new version, multiple new versions of Superman that were all edgier and darker. And then you also had Green Lantern going dark, and then a new version, a new younger version coming in. So, yeah. And you got TF. You said Jason Mamoa has a great personality in the okay, gotcha, man, gotcha. Yeah, it was funny because back in the day when Aquaman came out, I knew some people who worked at the movie theater, and they said that a bunch of old ladies were coming to the movies, and when they asked them what they were seeing, they just said Jason. So yeah, that's pretty funny. And then we got Ron Dale says, you mentioned sorry, I start to trip on my words after a while. But Ron Dale says, you mentioned true crime. My mom used to watch those shows before bed. Asked her how she could sleep afterwards. She said, well, you're watching Walking Dead. Yeah, dude, I think it's like crazy how so many people, they won't even bat an eye hearing about like these real murder cases, these cold cases where like that person could still be out there. You have no idea. And but then they love to point a finger at like heavy metal music or comic books or violent media, violent shows. Like, they love to point the finger at people like us, nerds, who are just expressing ourselves in a healthy way. Everyone sort of has like that sort of edge to them. I think everyone's curious in darker things, and some people who are sick and twisted act on that stuff. But those of us who, are more cultured, we like to absorb it through media, and we like to kind of find a more fictionalized, maybe satirical version of it. But Yeah, like it really just blows my mind that the same news networks that will cover these like brutal homicides and just show uncensored footage of victims, but then in the same breath will criticize a heavy metal band, someone like Slayer, and like break down their lyrics. And when you got Tom Araya, the leader of Slayer, the lead singer of Slayer, who's like a devout Christian, like very religious guy. Overall, very good people from what I understand, but you have these people in the media pointing fingers, saying, it's the work of the devil, all this stuff, but I don't know, man. Yeah, Ron right here saying news, if it bleeds, it leads, right. Yeah, dude. The news is just screwed up. Okay, I need to plug my phone in real quick, so do that. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna go for, but you guys are definitely keeping the chat going. So thank you. We got TF says there were some good 90s toys. I must say mostly later 90s. Yeah, I agree with that. And I feel like same with comics. A lot of the time the comics started to get a little bit better towards like the late 90s. Justice. Those true crimes are scary. I know I won't get eaten by zombies. Right. Yeah, some of this stuff's weird and freaky, like especially like with social media. Like I've heard about, people just thinking they're talking to a normal person online, and then that person winds up stalking them, and like kids, kids in middle school think they're talking to someone their age. They have no idea. Like, and especially like when I was younger growing up, it was a lot freakier. Like when I was in high school, like it was just normal for people my age to have like 30-plus-year-olds that they were online friends with. And like I had, some weird people I was probably talking to that I shouldn't have. And yeah, it's a good thing I'm still alive after being online in the early 2000s. Must be a badge of honor there. Because man, if you want to know what the internet was like before like 2016, whether you're younger or older, because I know some older people may not have gotten online until a little bit more recently. So if you don't know what the Wild West of the internet was back then, watch that Lobo web series. That will give you an exact perfect snapshot of what the internet was in the early 2000s. And there were people like me who were kids who didn't know any better, and there were a lot of really messed up people who want to take advantage of that. Like I made a video actually because I used to make videos as a kid when I was in high school. That was when my first YouTube channel, I was in middle school when I started, but this channel right here, I started in high school. And I actually, like, a bunch of my old videos are still on my channel and private. And I did make a video on this, but if somebody, is newer and didn't see that, I actually, I was going back watching some of my old videos, and there was nothing inappropriate, it was just like music, movie reviews. I didn't really swear much in my videos back then, pretty mellow, pretty tame, but I was actually censored by YouTube in one of the videos. And I think this happened more recently, like within the last couple of years. where YouTube just cut out a little piece of audio because I said my age, because my birthday had just passed, and I said I was turning like 16 or something like that. And YouTube actually cut that part out and censored where I said my age. And the reason I think they did that is because there was a huge spike. Like when you look at the viewer retention graph, like if you don't make YouTube videos, you might not know what I'm saying, but if you do, you know what the viewer retention graph is. And right where I said my age, there was a spike to 117%, meaning that people kept going back and replaying. And that's really creepy. That's really weird. And I know those creeps haven't gone away. Like, I think YouTube does a lot more to censor. I'm sorry, dude. Sorry, I might need to go grab some water in a second, but I think YouTube does a lot more to censor, like, comments now, and particularly, I think, stuff about women, like, stuff about gender-related stuff gets censored. Because I was kind of looking into this, I was curious, because I'm sure some of you who make videos, you know, you guys know that obviously some YouTube deletes comments. Like, YouTube will automatically delete some comments, even though I put my comment section to no moderation. I just want a free-for-all. I want to see all the disgusting things people have to say about me. I don't care, bring it on. But YouTube does delete some comments, because you'll see the comment section has a certain amount of comments, and you won't be able to see all of them. There will be some that just don't show up, or there are some that you actually have to go out of your way to find. Like, there was this one comment, and it was so funny. And if you're here, Scrotus, I think it was your comment, actually, on my Legends of the Dark Knight video. And it was kind of funny to me, because I had to go out of my way to see this comment. YouTube was doing everything in its power to not show me this comment, because it was just a little bit like a weird little piece of wording that I think the YouTube algorithm picked up as being something else, because I was showing off my Legends of the Dark Knight collection. And somebody in the comments was talking about how they want to finish their run, and being a perfectionist, or something like that. Being too picky is preventing them from finishing. That was how the comment ended. So they're just talking about finishing a run. But I'm pretty sure YouTube, the finicky little AI in their content moderation, I think they may have picked that up as something else, because I didn't get a notification for that comment. And when I go to the actual video comments, it doesn't show up. But when I go to like my community page on YouTube Studio and I click all comments, it does show up there. But I have to go out of my way to find that one comment, and it's so weird how things are like that. And it just makes me wonder, like, how many little things like that, innocent, well-meaning comments, just get thrown away by YouTube just because of just a weird little piece of wording like that, you know? So I'm not gonna bore you guys. Like, I kind of have my whole weird theories about some of that stuff, but I'm not gonna bore you too much. I just thought that was kind of interesting, though. And we got TF. Speaking of Slayer, I did a drawing stream with Paddington the Bear as a monster slayer. Oh my goodness, that's so cool, dude. I love, like, cute little teddy bear things like that, so I'd probably think that was really, really fun. Alright. We got Bobby, don't get in the van. Yep. We got Dev saying, I remember Earthlink dial-up. It was the Wild West. Yeah, I wasn't even there for all of that. honestly, my family, we got internet a little bit later, and honestly, I don't even know why. I think my parents just didn't want to deal with it. Like, my parents were a little bit older when they had me, particularly my dad. So they were kind of old-fashioned when I was growing up. So we didn't wind up getting internet actually until I was in middle school. And as soon as I did, and I made my YouTube channel. I've been wanting to, my whole life since I was a little kid. And so as soon as I got internet, made my YouTube channel, and I had like this crappy little, cell phone with a camera in it. And all I could do was like 30-second videos because I'd have to like send the video through a text to my email so I could upload it to YouTube. So my first couple YouTube videos were just like some little 30-second clips of me just being me. I'm sure you could imagine what that may have been like, but oh my goodness, man. My first YouTube channel, when I started in middle school. I did a little bit of it like, early high school, and man, those videos will never see the light of day. Like, I've shown some clips from some of my reviews, some of my earlier stuff on this channel, but that first channel, man, oh, that would get me canceled today if somebody found that. Oh my goodness. And, it was just for fun. Like, I was doing kind of like a sketch comedy sort of thing. And that's kind of going back to sort of a conversation we were having earlier that, like, comedy is kind of dead because people are afraid to to take risks. People are afraid to just say what they want and take risks. And it's kind of, like, the people who are out there taking risks, all they do is just complain that they can't say things anymore. Like, if you keep perpetuating this idea that you can't say things anymore, then nothing will be funny anymore. Like, nothing will be good, nothing will be funny. You just have to say it and take the risk and accept that some people are going to be upset with it, But yeah, so that was fun. Those were fun days. Bobby's been around since rotary phones. Yeah, dude. We had a rotary phone in my house. It wasn't hooked up, but we had one in the basement. So I've always seen them, but yeah, a little young for that. Yes, I definitely need a cup of tea. Yeah, dude, the pervs. That's why, like, honestly, that's why I was kind of saying part of what I was saying about how I think YouTube censors comments that are related to, like, maybe like gender related stuff or like appearance related stuff or, things like that, because I know the creeps haven't gone away, but the comments ain't there anymore. And, I hate this, I'm normally a pretty humble person, but I gotta say, I look a lot better than I did back in high school, back in those old videos. So I know the creeps haven't gone away. Like, I don't know why, dudes, but I looked like 10 years older, like 10 years ago in my old videos. Like, if you go, I have a video, it was my 1,000 subscriber sort of thank you special where I sort of clipped together some old footage from my old review days, my old YouTube channel. And I don't understand why over a decade ago I looked like 10 years older than I do right now. I really don't even know, but I mean, I'm not complaining about it, but it was kind of hard. Like, like some people might go back to their earliest videos and like cringe from how they were talking. And that's not me at all. I was not cringing at the stuff I was saying. I still pretty firmly believe what I was saying. I think that overall I was pretty good on camera. But the way I looked, man, that was making it hard to go through because I was just like, why did I look like that? Like I used to drink like a bunch of soda and I don't know, man. Just was not taking care of myself. I think that's probably needed some water. I think my face was just kind of dehydrated, so it just didn't look great. We got Dev, and we got TF, damn YouTubery. And do you guys remember some of those like early YouTube videos? Like me and Luke were just talking the other day about some of that stuff, like Charlie the Unicorn, or like that the muffin. There's something else. But yeah, a lot of that crazy stuff. And we got TF, I still have nightmares of the dial-up noise. Saw Slayer in the 90s, one of my favorite shows. Yeah, dude, I've seen Slayer 4 times. I saw them 3 of those times on their farewell tour, which I mean they're back now, so I guess wasn't really much of a farewell tour, but you know, we thought it was the end, so we wanted to see them as much as possible. And you know, I made a video talking about like mosh pits and like our mosh pits canceled, and that was in response to a lawsuit that's taking place in my area. So I felt like talking about it, and some people in the comments were saying like, oh, there haven't been any real pits since the 90s, but you know, I saw Slayer 4 times in, you know, 2017, 2018, and there were in fact real pits at all of them, and I was taking part in those very real pits, so that's that. Rondale says, hope I didn't get you in trouble with the YouTube, but they got your money. Why would you get me in trouble with YouTube? What did you say, man? Oh, you've got birds? I don't think I'd be getting in trouble with YouTube. I think YouTube's pretty relaxed with me. Because, I mean, for some of the stuff I say, the fact that my channel has grown as fast as it has, it's pretty good, pretty remarkable. Rondale, think the Stones are to die on stage. Yeah, there are a lot of bands out there that I think are gonna keep rocking until they die. But you know what, man? Rock and roll's for life, right? Like, there's some people say, oh, get out of the way and let someone else have their turn. But you know what, man? These old guys do it. They shout out new bands. They take them on tour with them. You know, like they want new people to come in and light the torch. It's just that a lot of younger people aren't really rockers anymore. You know, it's like the old guys, these legacy acts, they kind of do have to be there a little bit to keep the scene alive and to give the newer artists something to look up for and to help bring them out on tour and to bring them and show them to that audience. So yeah, I think it's cool. I like seeing everyone. You know, I've seen a lot of concerts, a lot of older acts, you know, a lot of newer acts. I saw Black Sabbath on their final tour, and I think that actually was their final tour. They won't be making a comeback like Slayer or I think I saw Motley Crue on what was supposed to be their final tour, but that was in 2015, and they're still going now as far as I'm concerned. So, but to should review a rock and roll comic book series published by Revolutionary Comics from 1989 to 1993. Are those like kind of those unauthorized books? Because I think I have one that's like a Judas Priest comic. So yeah, I think I do have one of those, if that's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, I always like interesting, different kind of music related stuff. Let me see if I can find one thing to show you guys. Oh yeah, here it is. Here, I've shown this in a video before, but I'll show it again. I have this Megadeth comic that I found at a convention over the summer. That was really cool. I'd never seen anything like this before, so yeah, I guess there are a few of them, and they're called The Cryptic Writings of Megadeth, and I think each issue of this is like about one or two particular songs, and it's kind of like giving a visual to some of the lyrics of their songs. And so this is issue 1. Definitely, if I ever see any more of those, I'll have to check them out. That would be pretty cool. Like pretty much all of her albums. The show I went to was Clash of the Titans. Yeah, I've seen every time I've seen Slayer, Anthrax was playing with them. Anthrax and Lamb of God. And oh my goodness, the one time that we saw them, I think it was in Pittsburgh on their final tour in 2018. And oh my goodness, like Lamb of God, they were so loud. Like obviously, you're at a concert, everything's loud, but like it was giving people headaches. Like of course, we were up in the pit, we were up front, but like for Lamb of God, I had to step out, had to step off a little bit because it was just so loud. And we'd seen them a few more times with Slayer, and they're normally, pretty loud, but that time in particular, I don't know what was up. And also Metallica at the Rogers Center in Toronto, that was so loud. And like I remember I was actually listening to the radio because where I live, we get Canadian radio stations, and I was listening to 97.7. I think it was something like that. Yeah, 97.7. And they were talking about how the particular Metallica show at the Rogers Center was giving people hearing loss. So it was good to know that I wasn't the only one who felt that way. Rondale says, a lot of people rail on boomers, but we grew up with some good bands. That is true, man. You know what? I think every era has something to appreciate and something to like, no matter what time period you go back to, there are going to be good and bad things. Of course, we remember the good more. And some people like to, kind of look at things with a bit of a revisionist lens and maybe forget about some of the things that weren't so good. But every era has stuff to like. Every era has stuff to appreciate. And I think you can really learn a lot about history, about culture, about people in general, just by listening to old music, watching old movies. And so it really does kind of bug me how, young people, like people my age, will just kind of like crap on something or kind of dismiss something because it's old. Never really got that. And we got Javier. Hello. Hey there. I've been hunting for Dollar Tree comics, but no luck. Been to 3 stores. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I was able to find them after about a month. Like, I think it was a month after they were announced that I found them at 2 stores because in my original Dollar Tree video, I went to 4 stores. And then I went to, I think, 3 in my second. And then I went to those same 3 in my last video, and I found them at 2. But one of the stores in my area just did not get them at all. And then I haven't really checked anywhere else, but maybe I should. Maybe I should, pop into some other stores, because there were a few that I didn't see at all. Like, there were some New 52 ones that I could not find. Like, there was a Nightwing New 52. There was a Batman New 52. I didn't see any of those, so maybe I'll drive around and see if anything else pops up, but hopefully you can find them. And if not, hopefully they do another round. But either way, these are books that you can easily find in dollar bins. So if you don't find the Dollar Tree books, there are other ways to read these stories. I just think it's cool that this is at least getting it in more people's consciousness, these particular stories, these runs, having everything as a number 1, as a jumping on point. I think that's good just to get it in people's consciousness. But if you really want these comics, if you really want these stories, it's not that easy, or it's not that hard, to track down a number 1, like Batman, number 1 in the New 52, like a $20 book at most, maybe. But most of them are like $5 books, most of the stuff that you're finding there. So, yeah, but it's cool. I hope you find it. And then we got TF, Chaos, cool. Got Rondale, cool Megadeth cover. Yeah, thank you. And then Mary says, saw Black Sabbath in '99. Bill Day's final tour with Pantera. 25 years later, Ozzy is still making songs and Pantera is still touring. R.I.P. Dimebag and Vinny. Yeah, I was into Pantera a little bit when I was like in high school, but that's a band that, like, since I've grown up a little bit more, just haven't really gotten into. And from what I understand, Phil Anselmo is not that great of a guy. But, I'm one of those people where, I think that you can separate the art from the artist, but also, like, when you're missing so many members like that too, I don't know, it doesn't really feel like Pantera so much to me. But yeah, Ozzy is cool. After Sabbath ended, we did see Ozzy one time. That was a cool show. So, and it's good that he's still kicking, still making music. It'll be a sad day when he's gone. Chris Parks says that's a cool book. I didn't know they existed. The Megadeth book. Yeah, I had never heard of that before either. So yeah, it's really cool. Be nice if I could find more issues from that. I always love finding comics of just like different things that you don't see all the time. Like other things that I like to collect. Like I love having comics from like games and movies that I like, and like music related comics. Like I'm a big fan of the band Ghost, and they're putting out a comic related to one of their characters, Sister Imperator, off of Dark Horse Comics. It's written by Tobias Forge, who is the leader, the front man of Ghost, and that'll be really cool because he's a great writer of music, and they already have this huge production, this whole theatrical thing going on, so I'm very excited about that. Yeah, but I like having different kind of comics, stuff you don't see all the time, like this, or like, I have quite a few from video games. Like every time I see a Mortal Kombat comic, I'm probably gonna be picking it up. And then we got the Lamb's Still Screaming, Clarice. And then we got Bobby 97.7 is the Buzz. John Stout, hi all, hello. Thank you for popping in. Now we got Ron again. Your musical knowledge ends with grunge and smells like Teen Spirit. Yeah, I was never really into grunge. Like, I was never a Nirvana fan, honestly. Um, I have some friends who were like, big into that stuff in high school, and they do like a cover band, so they're always playing Nirvana songs, and that's really the only time I'll ever listen to anything like that. But yeah, I listen to like weird music sometimes that other people don't know about. And then, for the most part, my musical taste is pretty mainstream kind of metal, but then I just got some weird stuff in there too. Yeah, everyone's chatting. Kevin Kelly, hello. I don't think I have seen you in the chat yet, so hello. Batman New 52 is a high dollar book now. Is that so? I think I picked it up for like 10 or 15 bucks. So how much is that going for right now? I mean, I know that like the Court of Owls is kind of being spec'd on, but like that's not the first appearance of the Court of Owls. I don't think that book is even a key at all. I think it's just the number one. I guess just resetting the status quo. Maybe you could call it the first appearance of the new version of Batman. But yeah, I don't think that's it's not even a key book. I know that what is it? Is it number 6 that has the first Court of Owls? I know that book keeps going up in price, and that's one I should probably get my hands on before it starts doing anything crazy. If the Court of Owls is announced in anything, James Gunn or the Batman, because we do have 2 Batman universes going on. And I think it's only a matter of time before we get Court of Owls in something. They're definitely a fan favorite. Probably like one of the only new additions to the Batman mythos that's like really stuck around and really made an impact and changed things. Because you've had like a few new things thrown in here and there, and a lot of it, it's kind of a gimmick and it doesn't really stick around much. Like for a while you were getting Punchline really heavily pushed into everything, and nowadays she's just kind of more thrown in as like a cameo appearance when she does show up. So I think that's one that people were definitely jumping on a little too hard with the spec, and maybe kind of killed the momentum there. But Court of Owls is probably the only thing that's really shaken up Batman in the last like 10 years or so. Oh, first time. Well, thank you for popping in. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you. It's always great to see people here for the first time. Welcome. I want to try making this a weekly thing. So I mentioned it earlier. I don't think anyone responded to it, but I did mention earlier that I'm thinking about making this a weekly thing. I want to start doing weekly live streams, and I'm trying to decide between making it a Thursday night show or a Saturday night show. So you guys who are watching right now, does it matter to you? Will you hop on no matter what night it is? Or does something work better for you? Is Saturday better because it's a weekend? Or what, just give me some opinions. You know what? I have to get up and I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. I'm going to grab some water. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to stay on for, but I'm enjoying this. I like having these chats with you guys. So, just let me know while I'm gone. Think about it. Would you prefer Saturday, Thursday? Does it not matter? But thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll be right. Alrighty. Back. Let's see where we are in the chats. Where was I? Okay, Ron. Oh yeah, we were talking about Batman #1 from the new 52. You said you heard it was $40 at one point. Yeah, I guess that depends on condition. I think the one I had was like, maybe it wasn't perfect. There were maybe a couple spine ticks on it. I think I got it during a sale as well, so it was a little bit cheaper. Kevin Kelly, somebody said issue 6 Capula Monster variant is the first cool appearance. C-O-O, I don't know what that is. I'm so sorry. Javier, hello, John. Love seeing everyone talk in the chat too. I think it's really cool that, you know, we got this little community going and everyone's chatting it up. Court of Owls have been in the latest arc of Batman. Yeah, I kind of dropped the modern Batman just because it became too overwhelming for me picking up new issues. Like, so I'd fall behind on stuff. I just have a huge stack of books. So I've really kind of kept my modern pulls simple. But I do want to catch up on Batman. I want to catch up. I want to get like the collected editions. Especially now that we're moving into all in. Maybe I should go back and grab some of what I haven't read and then sort of make my way up to right now. But yeah, I want to see more Court of Owls. I know that they had something to do with that Gotham Knights video game that people said wasn't very good. So definitely hope we get them in a good movie. Weekly live would be great. Well, I'm glad that people like the idea of a weekly live. That would be cool. Then we got Kevin Kelly saying can't justify spending $4.99 on a main cover book. Yeah, I get that. I think the variant covers, especially since they're on like a thicker, more cardstock paper, definitely feels like you're getting more bang for your buck there. But also, I like cover A's, you know? Like if I'm collecting a run of something, I like it to look uniform. So I like having the cover A's. And it depends though. Sometimes the cover A's just don't look too good, and I like the variants a little bit better. Javier says he'll hop on any of those days. Thank you, that's awesome. A drawing live. Everyone you want. So it seems like people don't really care so much what day we do the live. Okay, so TF is saying you do live drawings on Wednesday and Friday. That's cool. I'll definitely have to hop in and check that out. I always like seeing people draw live or just doing kind of casual things. Like we did a live where we were decorating our Christmas tree. And actually, here, I'll be right back. I'm gonna show you guys this. So I think this is going to be the next live stream that I do, because Luke's been wanting to come back on the channel. I've been wanting to get him on to do something. And so for Christmas, Luke's brother gave us this Lego piranha plant. And Luke really wants to go on live stream and put this together. So I think that would be really fun. Just put that together, kind of talk to the chat while we go, and then he wants to super glue it and put it up as some decor. But yeah, so I think that might be my next live stream. Maybe next Thursday we'll do it. So yeah, keep that in mind. Save the date. We'll probably do 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So mark the day. I'll probably schedule the stream a little bit in advance. Like this one just kind of, threw up there, but something like that, I definitely want to plan it out. So yeah, cool. Got a little conversation going on in the chat. Yeah, TF, I'll definitely check out your channel. Yeah, cool. Well, I'm glad that people will be interested in that. Yeah, Luke's been wanting to get back on the channel. And we had a lot of fun doing that tree decorating live. He really enjoyed that, and he seems to have fun kind of reading the chat and talking to people. So yeah, we gotta start doing a regular show together. I don't think it would be on this channel. I think that we want to make a separate channel for it and kind of do like a bit of a podcast style show. Not sure if we'll do it pre-recorded or live, but once we get this room all in order, I want to get like a table that we can set up and have like a little podcast space. So yeah, if you guys want to see that, definitely stay tuned for some information there. It's something I've been kind of wanting to do for a little while and kind of planning, you know, been sort of planning on it a little bit, but there's just been so much going on, and I've really been trying to, you know, work on this channel and build it up to what I want it to be before kind of dividing my attention too much. So fun, let us know. Well, thank you. I'm glad that we're getting some excitement. And we got Justin Retro TV Show Channel. Hello, nice to meet you. Well, hello, thank you. I'm guessing this is your first time here, so thank you for popping in and welcome. We're a really chill community. Everyone here is just chilling and talking amongst themselves, and we're all just talking about comics and media related to comics and having fun with it, you know. And we're all good people, even if the people in the stories we talk about are not always good people. Everyone here is really chill. Can I come up on panel? Not tonight, because I'm probably gonna cut the stream soon. We have been going for almost an hour, or almost 2 hours, my bad. And so this wasn't really a planned thing. This was kind of an impromptu stream. So I'm not gonna be bringing anyone on tonight, but like I was saying earlier, somebody was in the chat asking about doing a collab, and I said that that is something I'd be open to doing in the coming weeks, because I will be trying to make this a regular thing. I think starting Thursday. I'm gonna do it Thursday nights, and maybe this week. Maybe we'll do it this week. But Thursday, me and Luke, my husband, are gonna go on live, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna build this Lego piranha plant together. And then after that, I want to start, you know, maybe bringing people on. Maybe we'll have like a spotlight guest occasionally. Maybe sometimes it'll be me. Sometimes it'll be me and Luke. Sometimes, you know, we'll have a guest on the show. So we'll see. We'll see, but I definitely think it'd be fun to have some guests. Like, I know there are already a couple people who have expressed interest and who I know would probably like to come on if I asked. So, you know, maybe I'll put out, you know, something on Instagram and see who would want to do that. But yeah, in the coming weeks, can you come on panel on Thursday? We will see how things are going on Thursday. Because it might, since we're doing this and we're doing like a building thing, it might be a little much to have like the chat and then another person on panel, but you know, maybe the week after that. Justin, if you are on Instagram, you can shoot me a message there. If not, just leave a comment on the VOD after this is over, and we'll try to chat and work something out. I don't want to make any promises for Thursday, just since we do kind of have a little bit of a show plan there. But for something like this, where it's just kind of me talking, yeah, I'd be willing to open up the panel. So, yeah. We're probably going to cut the stream soon. I appreciate you coming in, man. Thank you for stopping by for the first time. And I think it's cool that you want to come in and you want to be a guest. So, all right, Justin. Yeah, just comment on this video after I cut the stream. Leave a comment, and yeah, we will figure that out. Okay, and then TF. Will it be Luke's father, Vader? Oh my goodness, yeah, he's definitely heard that a few times in his life. And then TF said, fun channel and lives. Keep up the great work. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm just trying to have fun, you know. So many people out there who take themselves so seriously, and you know, they get kind of a stick up their ass about some things, and I just want to have fun, and I want to bring people together. You know, that's really what I love about this right here that we're doing, is that we're bringing people together, and you know, that's what it should be about. So, okay. All right, so we're caught up with the chat, and I am going to end the stream soon, but just want to say one thing before I leave you guys. And we also have a guest joining us right here. Look at this. Look at who's joining us. Who's joining us? I'm gonna put her down. I don't want her knocking my phone over while I'm streaming. Okay, thank you, Justin. I will try to get back to you soon, and I'll let you know how you can get in touch with me about that. So I do want to leave you guys with one thing before I go, and it's just kind of, you know, we're real here, we're authentic, and I like to, you know, I want to be raw and real with you guys, and I want to let you guys know about sometimes I fucked up, and sometimes that I haven't always been great, and you know, I've made some mistakes. And you know, I like to talk about how far I've come and how well I'm doing in life now compared to a few years ago. But I'm still flawed, and I don't want people to look at me and think that I'm full of myself and think that, you know, all whatever you might think. So I'm gonna be real and I'm gonna be raw right now. So right now I'm not happy with myself, and I'm disappointed in myself because I picked up a bad habit that it's been a lot harder to kick than I wanted to admit, because I've done it before. I've quit before. So I used to smoke cigarettes when I was younger, and then I quit cigarettes. You know, I smoked for years. I quit around the time I quit drinking, which was also around the time I started smoking weed. So it was like 2018, 2019. Quit smoking cigarettes and had no desire to smoke cigarettes. I just, after that, quit cigarettes, quit alcohol, just smoked weed. And so I have to say that there was a little while back at the start of this year, or of last year. It was 2024. My husband and I, we went on a cruise for our honeymoon last year. And on the cruise, you know, the duty-free shop, they had, you know, cigarettes, tax-free cigarettes. And here in New York State, where I live, cigarettes are not cheap. And so they had cartons of Marlboros for like $55. And around here where I am, that's like $150 for a carton. It's like $15 a pack. And I was a Marlboro Red smoker. And at this point in time, when we went on this cruise, this just happened to be during like a 4-month stretch of time where I had quit smoking weed. I wasn't smoking weed, wasn't drinking. And in that moment, I just had a craving for cigarettes. And so I bought that carton of cigarettes, and I smoked like a chimney on that cruise, and I was feeling good. Like, they had a casino with like an indoor smoking area, and like I was just feeling like a straight up gangster, you know? I was living life. And then I did not want to continue being a cigarette smoker. So I am not currently a cigarette smoker. I dropped that pretty quick after the cruise. I gave the rest of that carton to my mother-in-law. But I did pick up these, and I hate it. I don't like it because it's too easy. It's too easy with these vapes, and I hate it. And so this is my thing here. The reason I'm talking about this right now is because I'm going to be going on more live streams, and you guys won't be catching me hitting any of these. And if you do, I want you to call me out on it, okay? If you guys see me hitting the vape, because you know what? It is really easy, and I've been trying to drop it for months, and it's just been so hard, like, especially when I'm just, like, editing a video and I'm just in the zone, man, I'll just be, like, hitting these things hard, and I don't like it. I don't like feeling like an addict, you know, I don't like feeling dependent on something. Like, for me, when I smoke weed, it's like, that's not an addiction to me. I mean, I quit it for 4 months. Like, that's not an addiction to me. That's an enhancement. I realized in those 4 months that, you know, it unlocks something in me, and it helps me become more of me. But this right here, this isn't doing anything like that. This isn't helping me be more creative. This isn't helping me be more calm and collected with my thoughts. This is, it's just giving me headaches. It's just giving me not good. There's nothing good that comes out of this. There are no success stories about smokers. And, you know, I'm not proud of this, and I want it to go away. So that is your job. You guys are going to call me out if you ever see me hitting a vape on a live stream, because I'm holding myself accountable. That's what we're doing here on YouTube in 2025. We're holding ourselves accountable. And yeah, so what I did was my strategy to quit, because this one right here, this is like a watermelon flavor. This one, I don't really like the flavored ones as much. I was mainly just getting the tobacco flavored, but I got like one of the minty flavored ones. And so I've always been like a big gum chewer. I've always really liked chewing gum, and that really helps me with kind of like the oral fixation. 'Cause, you know, I definitely, I need something to occupy me. I need something to focus on, like something to do with my hands, and at least chewing gum helps with the oral fixation. So, you know, I got one of the minty flavored vapes, and I'm going to try and sort of transition into just chewing gum after that, because, you know, I get the minty flavor in your mouth. So, like, I'm not gonna do the Zins, because for me, that's just not gonna help. That's just not gonna do anything. Okay. So here, let's see where we are. They need to print comic on rolling paper. Oh my goodness. Dude, I would feel so bad smoking it though. Like, I feel bad burning all the pretty art, man. But dude, a bat, dude, the Bat Dude. Could you imagine if Adam West Batman, if they would have made it like kind of adult? Like, you know how like they talked about making a Scooby-Doo movie that was like adult and everyone's like really stoners? Like, what if they just did that with Batman 66? Like, come on, Robin, to the bat bong. And then Nothing says smoke and comics don't mix. Well, I don't smoke around my comics. I smoke outside. But I think that being stoned and reading comics is pretty excellent. When I got up to go to the bathroom, I just, took a puff. So and we got Justin Retro TV. When is your next live stream? I did just mention that I'm thinking it's going to be Thursday, and I'm thinking about making it a weekly thing on Thursday. So I'm thinking that every Thursday, starting after this week, we're gonna do a live stream. And if anything happens, preventing me from doing it, I will let you guys know. And somebody mentioned to me something about, a Discord, like if I had a Discord, and I was thinking that might actually be a good idea for like coordinating live streams. Like if I'm gonna kind of do more of an impromptu stream, maybe let people know like, an hour or so ahead of time on Discord instead of just kind of throwing it up and seeing who pops in. But I don't know, what would you guys feel about that? Are you cool with just YouTube and the community tab? From what I understand, it's still in testing phases, but YouTube is going to start opening up the community tabs to where anyone can comment. So like you guys could come on my channel and you could leave a comment in the community tab and get a discussion going. And I think that's still in the testing phases. I haven't seen it myself, but I want to get this community together. I want to keep things active. So let me know what you guys think, if you'd want a Discord server or if you just want me to communicate through YouTube. Because I've tried Discord before. I never really got it, but we'll learn. We'll live and we'll learn. And another thing I want to ask about is, what do you guys think about channel memberships? Because I've been kind of iffy about if I want to do it. But also, I think it might be a good idea for me because your girl likes to be a little spicy sometimes. And as you saw earlier in the stream, not everyone always likes when I get too spicy. And YouTube doesn't always like when I get too spicy. And so I was wondering, what if, I did like kind of a Patreon or YouTube memberships. I was thinking Patreon, so I don't have to deal with any of YouTube's bullshit, but I think that maybe if it was like a members only thing, that might be a little bit it might be a little bit more relaxed on that stuff, but I don't necessarily know. But like, I try to keep my videos that are like out and about and like, kind of sharing the local businesses, the local comic shops. I like to keep those ones kind of PG for everyone to enjoy. But, when it's just me here talking, or if I'm ranting about something, I like to be authentic. I like to say what I mean. And I don't like to, I don't like to censor myself or think too much about that kind of stuff. So would you guys like to see members content? Would you like members only stuff? Would that be something people would be interested in, or no? Because I definitely think, especially now that, I am getting this channel monetized and I am actually taking this more seriously, I think that I might need to, slow down on some of the things that I talk about and some of the things that I do, like some of the more cannabis related stuff. I know YouTube really doesn't like that. They actually went through like this whole purge of like all the cannabis content back in like 2018 or 2019. I remember it was like right around the time that I started smoking weed regularly. It was like 2018, 2019, and I was like really into a lot of the content creators, like some of the YouTubers who were talking about that stuff. And then just like one by one, their channels all just started getting deleted like overnight. They would just start getting like 3 content strikes in a row, and then their channel would get deleted. And one channel I always watched a lot, his name's Xcode. He does a lot of like story time videos, and he actually like he was smart, like he kind of saw what was happening to people around him, and so he went through and privated, or no, he didn't he deleted. He went through and deleted all of his content. He's been around since he was like a kid, kind of like me, so he had like over a decade worth of content that he deleted and will never see again, all just so he could protect it, so he could protect his channel. Because he got like, I think it was, he got 2 community guideline strikes in a row, and so after that he just panicked. And there are some people who like they got their channel back, but they never got the same kind of momentum that they did before. So and I noticed that, you know, like I don't necessarily play that whole the algorithm hates me kind of game, but I definitely noticed a little bit of a decrease in YouTube pushing out my videos, lower impressions, the more I was talking about cannabis, you know, the more I was, when I was doing those streams, the more I talked about that stuff, the less YouTube seemed to want to show me. So that's why I am asking about this. You know, if nobody's interested, just, you know, forget about it and we'll just move on to comic stuff. And, you know, maybe I'll get a little spicy in my streams from time to time. But if somebody wants to see, you know, a little bit more of me, a little bit more of an uncensored side of me, let me know. And thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. This will be fun. I'm definitely not interested in oh my god, Mary says flash forward to when we see you at VapeCon 2025 blowing fat. No, man. That's funny. I appreciate it, but no, man, it is really, really hard. Like, really, really. I was underestimating it because, you know, I quit cigarettes before and I quit vape before as well. And it had been years. Like, it's not like, oh, you know, I quit and then, you know, pick it up the next day and pretend nothing happened. Because I definitely had those times before too. But like, we're talking like 5 years that I went without touching a cigarette, you know? So that's why I'm kind of beating myself a little bit. Cause I'm like why? Like you know, I'm so much tougher mentally now than I was back then. So it's really just needing something to do with my hands, the oral fixation about it, just like all of that. But yeah, I'm talking community chat. Okay. Read anything about Jessica Jones? No, I have not. I'll be real, I have not really read a lot of Marvel stuff. But I know that, what was it, Alias? Is that Jessica Jones? And that was like a Marvel Max series. And Luke was actually really into Marvel Max. I think he read a little bit of Punisher Max, a little bit of Deadpool Max. And yeah, so no, I don't really know anything about Jessica Jones. Holy hallucinations, Batman. Okay, people are saying yes to Discord. Got a few people saying yes to Discord. Javier says community tab is pretty cool. Justin asked if I'll keep using StreamYard. For now, probably, yeah. I've heard that this one's just kind of the most user-friendly. I tried using just YouTube's plain old streaming, and that didn't really work out because I scheduled a stream and then it wouldn't let me start the stream that I scheduled. So I had to like start a brand new stream and then go to my chat and just send everyone over to the new stream. So there's something broken on that end. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, for now I'm thinking I'll keep using StreamYard. I've been thinking about maybe paying to upgrade. I really don't want to. But if I'm doing this every week, I'm thinking it's probably going to be worth it because I really want to have my face up there and not that little icon. I would much rather, I spent a lot of time drawing out that new logo of myself, so I definitely think I should be putting it in the corner of my streams. It's a good way to build a bigger community. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Nothing says too old for Discord. Well, that's cool, man. You know what? You can just, even if you don't join the Discord, obviously you're still welcome to join the streams, but it might be a good idea for me to just like bounce some ideas off of people, maybe some, videos that I'm not sure about. I can, maybe unlist and send out to the Discord people and get some thoughts, that might be an idea. Says members only videos are good too. Kevin said, what about Instagram Live? I've never tried Instagram Live. I don't know. It seems like YouTube is just a lot better in general. Like, it's just a lot of little things about Instagram. Like, you can't close out the tab and like do something else. Like, at least with YouTube, if you want to leave YouTube, you can keep the stream going. You can still listen to it. But on Instagram, you have to stay in the app. And so, I don't know. This just seems a little bit more. Justin says, are you going to keep doing more panel on your channel? I am thinking about doing it like as an occasional thing. I think most of the time I'm just going to be here solo, but I do want to bring in some guests, some of my friends who are also content creators. I'd love to have them on, and I would love to, just get to meet more of you guys, like the reason why I want you to reach out to me after this is because I'd like to get more of the community together and get some of you guys on the stream, but I also I want to make sure that I'm letting people on that I at least know I've had conversations with and I can sort of trust them a little bit. So I have nothing against you. You're here, you're hanging out, and I appreciate you. And after talking to you tonight, I'm definitely, I would be open to, chatting with you and seeing what you have to say. That's cool. But I also, I'm not going to be one of those channels that just throws the link in the chat where anyone can join, because then maybe I'm just not very trusting. I have trust issues, I guess, but some people are rude and some people just want to ruin something good for everyone, and that's not what I want. So I at least want to make sure that the people I'm bringing in are people I've had interactions with. And right now, Justin, you're here, you're engaging with the chat, you're chatting with other people, you're a good dude. You're a good dude. And yeah, so I definitely leave a comment and we'll get in touch. And then you also asked, how long have I been doing YouTube? Well, seriously, since about November. As Gotham&Glam, since like summer of 2023, took a little break in there. And then, so I went from like summer of 2023, kind of dropped off at the end of summer, and then came back summer of 2024, so almost a year later. And I've been going ever since then, and I've really been like seriously taking YouTube seriously, like being an actual YouTuber, I guess, since November. But I've been making YouTube videos since I was a kid. And even before then, even before I had internet access, dude, the first time I could put myself on camera, I could get on camera and do something. Like, there are like videos of me as like a really little kid that my parents have, like old VHS home video stuff of me as a little kid, and I was just standing on the picnic table in my backyard, just telling stories that I was just making up off the top of my head, and I just wanted my parents to film me. That's just how I've always been. Like, I've always liked to look at the, you know, kind of the sillier side of life. I've always tried to entertain, and I've always liked comedy and entertaining people. So I've always, in some way, been getting on camera. And me and my brother, some of our friends as little kids, we used to make our own home movies. We used to do like our own Batman movies, you know, like we'd all have our little costume. We'd do like Batman, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, whatever, you know, stuff we were into at the time. And then TF here says, you can still get strikes on YouTube, members only videos. Well, that is good to know. I kind of expected that, but might just be a little bit more under their radar. But I don't think I've done anything that's like worthy of a strike. Like, I've definitely had some kind of light smoking content on my channel, but I've always been kind of careful of where I place it, sort of. So yeah, but I don't think I've done anything that's like worthy of a strike. So I don't know. Maybe Patreon might be good for. I hear a lot of people do kind of uncensored sort of stuff they can't do on YouTube over on Patreon. So maybe I'll look into that. Justin says you love Marvel and DC. Yeah, I am mainly a DC fan, but I like Marvel too. You know, I like a little bit. I definitely want to read a little bit more Marvel. I actually have some Marvel right here. Show you guys. This was a gift from a friend. He went to a comic shop I recommended to him, and he's a big X-Men fan, so got Weapon X right there. One I'll have to check out soon. And then Kevin Kelly said, have a great night. Well, I'm sure you're already gone by now, but thank you for coming in and hanging out with me. I can't believe it's already almost 1 a.m. Oh my goodness. Like, dudes, I am not a night owl. I am a morning person. Dude, for years, I was waking up at 4 a.m. every day. And just as of recently, I've kind of made some adjustments to my schedule, and so have a little bit more time to stay up at night. Because I've always liked, like, the nightlife. I've always liked, like, just how calm and peaceful and serene it is at night. You know, some people are afraid of the dark, but I feel most me and most at peace when it's just at night and it's quiet and I can just kind of do my tasks in peace. And but I also, you know, I like getting up early in the morning and just getting things done as early as possible. So it's kind of a dilemma, but you know what? I like this. I like staying up late with you guys, and you know what? I had the energy for it, so here we go. And just see how long it goes. And then we got Justin again. Big fan of Spider-Man, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Well, yeah, Spider-Man, yeah, I haven't really read a lot of Spider-Man. I do have a trade paperback of Kraven's Last Hunt. Someone bought for me. I haven't read it. Spider-Man's cool though. I like all the movies. Haven't watched the MCU ones. Don't really care for the MCU, but Spider-Man's good. Superman, Wonder Woman. Like, cool. Can we be friends, Justin? Yeah, I mean, if you're here, man, if you're here in my chat, you're a friend of the show. That's the way I see it. Anyone who's here and is cool, you're a friend of the show. Then we got Javier. Oops, sorry. Javier, yeah, you gotta be careful. Another YouTuber had a problem with some people trolling the live streams. Yeah, that's just the thing that I have had to accept, is that the more eyes are on your stuff, obviously, the more people are going to come around who don't necessarily like you. And, you know, so I don't want to seem like, you know, like untrusting, or like, you know, I don't want to seem stuck up or make it seem like I'm somehow superior to anyone else. Like, obviously, I appreciate all of you guys who are here, who are hanging out, and you guys are all cool. But, you know, we're live on YouTube. Anybody can pop in. You know, you don't have to be a subscriber or a fan of mine to pop in. So, you know what? Yeah, I just gotta watch myself a little bit. So, yes, I want to have more people on the channel. I want to have these conversations. And I don't really like the shows where it's just like a bunch of people on panel talking, unless if there's like a structure to it. Like if it's like a weekly show where they have their regular people, they each have their own little thing. That's a little different, but the shows where, you know, it's just kind of like open invites, anyone comes on and talks, like I don't necessarily like that, because it just kind of bounces all over the place sometimes. And, you know, there are people who, you know, barely get a chance to talk. And sometimes, you know, there might be a topic going on that you want to add something to, and then topic, you know, they move to something else. And so I like just kind of the panels where it's two people, or maybe three, but I really like just kind of one-on-one talks. Like, I did a show with Matt from Matt Likes Comics. I'm imagining he's gone now, but he was in the chat earlier. He's a really good guy, and he's been doing live streams on his channel every Tuesday night, where he'll have, like, most of the time just one person. And, you know, he's having fun with it. Like, he's kind of playing some games and doing, like, sort of an interview style thing. And that's really cool. So, you know, I might try to maybe come up with, like, some segments that I can do with some guests. But I think it's just going to be one guest at a time, you know. Or, you know, D&T, Danny and Tessa, they were in here earlier asking about doing a collab, and that would be nice. And so obviously, you know, they're a duo, so that's a little different. But I think, you know, I'm not going to do like the whole open panel thing. That's kind of the point I'm getting at. You know, those aren't, like, you know, really what I like to do. So, all right, we got yeah, TF saying Kraven's Last Hunt was a good one. Yeah, I'm hearing that the movie isn't that great. I haven't watched any of those Spider-Man movies, like any of the Venom verse movies, but Yeah, definitely think I should read more Spider-Man. I don't know what it is though. Like, I can't help it that just all of the stories I want to read happen to be DC, you know? Like, it's just kind of where it is. Like, there really aren't a lot of Marvel stories that I just hear about and I need to get out there and read. Um, okay. Justin says you make color, video, DVD reviews, and TV show reviews. Yeah, I will definitely. I'll take a look at your channel, Justin, and we'll talk. I won't make any promises about this Thursday, just because, like I said, we do kind of have a bit of a plan for that stream, and Luke is kind of going to be my guest for that stream. You know, my husband, he's going to be on there with me, and it might be a little bit too much going on for that, but next Thursday, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. Let's see. Oh, I almost did it. I almost did the thing. Oh my god, you see how easy that is? I almost did the thing that I'm not supposed to do. Okay, I think that's a sign that I'm getting tired and maybe it's time to cut the stream. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you guys tired? Are you done? Chat's kind of slowing down, so I'm starting to think that it might be time to cut it. Screw this. Yeah, well, okay. This has been fun. We've been going for 2.5 hours. So thank you to everyone for hanging out. Oh, and Selena's joining us again. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining me for this kind of impromptu live stream. Oh, hi. My kitten. He's trying to climb up. Yeah. All right, Javier. Thank you for joining. And I appreciate you all for coming in and hanging out. This has been fun. This was kind of just an impromptu, not really planned out stream. I just really wanted to talk about that Lobo cartoon, honestly. And so I hope you guys had some fun. And yeah, if you missed that part, definitely watch the replay. There's some fun stuff going on there, some fun people in the chat taking things a little too seriously. And yeah, we gotta love it here. But yeah, we're gonna make this a regular thing, and so I'm thinking Thursday, probably this week, we're gonna be doing another live stream. It's gonna be me and Luke. We're gonna be putting together this Lego piranha plant, and we'll be chatting it up with you guys. So that sounds good to you? I'll put out the notice so you guys can be there when it premieres. And then we'll see moving forward. I think it's going to be a weekly thing on Thursday. So, alrighty. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you too for the people who sent in super chats. Really appreciate that. It was not expected, not necessary at all, but of course, very much appreciated. I love this community. I just love it. I love how everyone just comes together and it really just brings out the best in people, you know? Like I said earlier in the stream, I don't get political really on this channel, but it really does hurt me to see how divided the world has become. And so I really don't like seeing that in comics, in hobbies that I love. I really don't like seeing the people at each other's throats and people tearing each other down over simple things, simple difference of opinion. Like, that's not the world I want to live in. And so I want to bring people together through comics. And so I just really appreciate all of you for hanging out with me, you know? Really appreciate it, because I think I'm like a lot of you guys, you know, where, you know, I'm just always kind of a weird person, you know, always kind of had a little hard time relating to people. I think most of us out there kind of are like that, and it really means a lot to me that I can just sit here for almost 3 hours and just talk about the stuff I love and have a community of people join in. Like, it really, like, I hate to, you know, be all sentimental or emotional or whatever, but just, it's a big deal, and it means a lot to me. And so thank you. Thank you all for coming in and for brightening up my day, brightening up everyone else's day, everyone who's here. We're all just here for the love of comics. And with that, I'll be signing off. So thank you. See you in a new video soon. And I'll see you Thursday for another stream. So good night and take care. Stay safe. And don't let me do this. Please, don't let me be. Bye.